everyone. It's Debra, Dixon-Anderson here from Gold Wellness Circle. Oh my goodness, let me pause the music. How is everybody? Happy Wellness Wednesday. I'm Debra Dixon-Anderson, founder of Gold Wellness Circle and Light of Gold PR. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to be back on some other platforms. So happy to be here. So this is still Women's Health Month. And while it's still Women's Health Month, we thought that it would be great to talk about travel. Would be a great topic. But here's the thing. Travel is great for everybody, men and women. So I didn't want you to think that it was just all about the ladies, although it is a little bit all about the ladies, right? But so we want to talk a little bit about the importance of travel, some travel tips to make your dream vacation stress-free. I have my wonderful guest, Serina Powell, on with us. But before we hop in, I'm going to bring her up on camera just in a moment. I'm just going to quickly share a little bit about Gold Wellness Circle. It's a nonprofit, it's a 501c3 organization dedicated to physical and mental wellness. We provide resources, workshops. We have our Alzheimer's event is coming up. We're super excited about that. That is going to be virtual this year. I know it's typically not, but this year we're going virtual. That way we can roll this out across the country and outside the country. And then Light of Gold PR, which is the 18-year-old boutique PR marketing firm, MWBE, city certified press, media, marketing, all that good stuff. So we specialize in that. And then June, what is June? That is going to be Juneteenth month. And so we have a lot of great stuff coming up for June. So stay tuned. Visit lightofgoldpr.com or visit goldwellnesscircle.com, and you will see all the great stuff that we have coming up. We also have a trip to DR coming up, wellness retreat just for the ladies in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm a 7-year breast cancer survivor, so we want to celebrate women and health in October. So you definitely want to join us for that. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on the beautiful Serina Powell. There she is. Oh, I got her mid-chew. Mid-chew. Okay, I should have gave you a warning shot first. I'm sorry. I've been there before. Just come on camera. I'm doing something. I know what that's like. So, you know what, Serina? I always get confused. It's Dreamy Vacation Travel or Dreamy Travel. So you go ahead and share with everybody all the fabulous travel expertise you have. Go ahead and spotlight you.
Okay. Can you hear me? You can hear me clear? Okay. It's Dreamy Vacations Travel.
Dreamy Vacation Travel. Yes, yes. And you're a travel advisor. Yes.
Yes. It's my own agency. So it's a home base. There's not many storefront travel agencies anymore. A lot of them have closed up and are doing things online or at a house or at a cafe. Right now I'm at Panera Bread. or even on the road. Like when I was in Jamaica, I was selling travel while I was on the beach.
Okay, yes. So have travel will travel, right?
Yes.
That's
yes,
great.
Yes,
That's great.
Yes.
So you craft these unforgettable getaways for your clients, and I know this personally because you set up my husband Rick and I on a beautiful trip last month. You're also partnering with Go Wellness Circle for our women's retreat in October. So here's the thing, one of those questions, Serina, why should someone work with a travel agent versus Google? I mean, I know what I want to say about it, but I'm gonna chime in, but I'm gonna turn it over to you for that.
Well, I mean, everything is now so much easy to have access online. So a lot of people are choosing to book their travel on Booking.com, Expedia, Priceline, because they think, oh, I'm going to get the best deal, which can be true. It can be true. However, let's say you get to the hotel and your room that you thought you booked is not in their system, and they're telling you, well, you need to pay another 2,000 because we don't have you in the system, even though your credit card says, no, I booked it. So that's where a travel agent can be helpful, because a lot of times we are the ones that come in and we do behind the scenes work that our clients don't really. So our client will say, oh, I'm having a problem at the resort. We'll reach out to the resort and we will work with them to fix the problem. But we customize packages. We'll put things together where someone can say, I would like a package which includes everything. My flight, my transfers. I also want to go on an excursion. I also need insurance. I need all-inclusive vacation, but I want it to be. I want I want it in an area where the beach is nice and clean, where there's a water park for the kids, or there's on-site scuba lessons and snorkeling lessons. So you're not going to find that online. Like when you go on Google, it'll just say such and such resort flight, and that's it. So we go in and we travel agents. We are the ones that do all our research. We like for me, I'll have a client that will say, I want to go to Jamaica. Jamaica is a country that I specialize in. And it's my number one selling destination. It's the easiest to sell out of all the islands, to be honest. But I'll have a client that will say, okay, I would like a family-friendly resort, a nice beach, and good food. Google's not going to tell you that stuff. So I will go in and I will research, and not only that, because I specialize in Jamaica, I can usually say, oh, I've got the good a resort that fits that requirement, and I'll also send the client 3 resorts, and I'll send them videos from YouTube of a tour of the resort, trip advisor reviews, saying if you want to read the reviews on that resort, here is a TripAdvisor link for that resort that you can read through the resort reviews. And here's the website of the resort, so you know that it's a legit resort and not some made up fabricated resort that someone's buying the package for that doesn't exist. So we do more of travel agents research better than Google. I mean, Google, you can type in Google, but us travel agents, because we do a lot of education, especially for me with Jamaica. I attend a lot of webinars. I attend a lot of training courses with the Jamaican Tourism Board. So, we educate ourselves so that we can sell the product better. But we also fix the problems. I just took a big group down to Jamaica, and one of the girls was having problems because I was traveling with the group. It was easier for me to be on site to fix problems. One of our guests, she was the only one that flew on a different flight from the rest of the group, and the shuttle company contacted me to say her flight has changed, so we can't take her. And it was 4 a.m, and we were all getting picked up at 9, and her flight got moved. So they called me to say, we cannot pick her up because we're picking you up at 9, and her flight has changed, and we don't have another vehicle to accommodate her. So I got online and I went through different taxi companies in Jamaica, and then I went and spoke to the front desk, and they recommended a taxi company, and I was able to get her booked. And then I contacted her at 6 a.m. to say, you have 1 hour to get your stuff together because you're getting picked up at 7 o'clock. But I was able to make that work. You're not going, when you use like a company like Expedia or Priceline, there's no customer service agent that's going to say, oh, well, we can help. They're going to say, well, sorry, or you can't get in touch with someone. So, we do more than just sell travel. We sell our services.
You sell the services too. And I think that's important for people to realize. The biggest thing, Serina, that I realized that people don't know what they don't know. right?
Yeah.
So you get a travel agent that is doing the education on all of this. You're using Google. No, I can do this myself. I plan lots of stuff. Yeah, I could bring my group together and everything, but there are rules, there are regulations, new things that happen at the island, all of that stuff. Google and YouTube is not always privy to everything. And I'll
Mhm.
use my own experience when my husband Rick and I went to Playa del Carmen, Mexico to celebrate his birthday. Serena helped us with that trip. But here's the thing, Rick was a tough sell. I ain't even gonna lie to you. He was a tough sell because he's used to doing this stuff himself. And he felt so strange not having to do anything. I said, look, it's your birthday. We're celebrating you. Relax. Let Serena do it. She's got it. Right. And so he felt a little uncomfortable, but then he went with it. And to be honest with you, it was probably one of the most relaxing vacations we've had in a while because he's used to planning everything. We're used to like running all over the place. We're cruisers. It was nice to stay at a resort because at the resort we were able to kind of just chill and relax, and you can go off the property, but it's nice to be able to just have a lot of this stuff planned for you. But the biggest thing is you don't know what you don't know. Okay.
Yes.
And there's no way to find that out in Google or Expedia or YouTube because you planned everything, but you didn't know all of this was going to happen. And isn't it nice to have someone that who can advocate on your behalf and
Yes.
say, hey, listen, I'm going to talk to the resort. I'm going to call the airport. Serena had everything for us to say, oh, nope, you're doing this at that resort. This is where you want to go. This is, or let's not put you at this resort because they're under construction. Let's put you, over here. People don't see that part of it.
Yes, exactly.
Yep,
Exactly. Yes.
they don't
Um,
see.
yeah, after the second day at the resort for my group, I went, it was on on the third day, I went and asked everyone at breakfast, is there any issue in with your room that I should be aware of? And at first they're like, oh, we don't want to bother you. I'm like, you know what? I would rather hear it now because my last group that I took last year to Jamaica, the complaints about the resort came back to me after we had left. Oh well, this is so never feel that you're a burden to me. To, you know, by contacting me when you're away to say, hey, there's an issue in the room. I'd rather hear it while you're there. So I went around to everyone. Oh, we don't want to burden you. I said, no, I want to know now so that I can. I don't want to hear any. I'd rather hear and deal with these issues now. So there was four girls that had like, oh, something's not like one of the safe wasn't working in one room, and then there was a leak in the roof in another room, and there was one more small thing. And I wrote all the room numbers down, and I wrote the complaints, and I wrote it on my phone, and then I went to the general manager. And I said, hey, where's the general manager? Because I have a relationship with that resort because I sell a lot of that property. And I'm like, hey, how's it doing? So let's go over. These are all the issues that my clients have been having. And they had requested these things to be fixed 2 days ago and they haven't. So we need to figure this out. Oh, we're so sorry, da da da. So uh, at dinner, everyone said, oh, by the way, this was fixed. That was, because I was on site and I was able to tell them I sell a lot of this property. If you want me to continue selling this property to clients, let's fix all these things so that everyone's happy and I'm happy. Because they want the travel agents to be happy because while a company like a resort has a website that people can book through, um, not everyone books through the resort websites either. So they rely on the travel agents. They really, truly do. A lot of these resorts rely on travel agents. There are some resorts that do not work with travel agents, and based on their sales are much lower than the resorts that want to work with us. So,
So everybody, whoever is looking or just jumped in, feel free to drop some questions for Serina or I in the chat. You're watching Wellness Wednesday. We're talking about stress-free travel and definitely the benefit of working with the travel agent. Please drop any comments or questions you have in the chat. Jade or Jessica, do we have those statistics available? I want to talk about just some travel statistics. All right, let's go to the next slide with the statistics. Okay, the statistics slide, one over. We almost had it. Okay, there it is. So 97% of survey respondents report that having a trip plan makes them happier. It makes you happy. 82% say a book trip makes them moderately or significantly happier. And then there's 71% reported feeling greater levels of energy knowing that they had a trip plan in the next 6 months. See, a lot of times people wait to the last minute. And then it's so stressful, right, Serina? It's so stressful. They're like, well, I'm on vacation in 3 months and I need to travel. First of all, you won't even get the best rates, on the airline and everything else. I mean, you can get a little something that maybe is discounted, but it's just so much nicer when you can plan ahead. And then 47% who book their activities ahead of their trip, then 47% more on lodging. So for us, Rick and I like to go ahead and know some of what we're going to do, whether we're going to a resort or we're going on a cruise. We just want to know, and kind of have a plan. So that's one of my questions, Serina, based on what I just shared with the statistics. Tell me, like, what kinds of things can people do just to kind of make sure they get everything in? Like, you got 5 days to do whatever, right? Is it better to plan? I mean, it's nice sometimes to get there and feel it out, relax and everything. But then, you only have like 5 days, 7 days. It's like, how do you get all the activities in, like for the Jamaica trip? Who did I see? Indira with a horse. I was like, okay, I'm gonna call Indira. Okay, I see you, girl. She's with the horse and everything. Like, is that planned on the resort? Is it better to plan before you get to the resort? So, what are your thoughts?
So this can be answered in two ways. If you are going to a destination that you're familiar with, Jamaica for me, I go there all the time. I can plan things the day off because I know, I'm going to call my driver. Are you available to take me to Kingston? Are you available to take me to Ocho Rios? Are you available to take me to, Rick's Cafe? Well, not Rick's Cafe. I'm not really into the touristy stuff, but like, are you available to take me to the Starby Resort? Are you available? So because I'm familiar with Jamaica, I'll do that day off. But if you're someone that's not familiar with a country or an island, so let's say I haven't been to Barbados, I'll use Barbados. Because I don't know about Barbados that well, an island like Barbados, I would plan everything in advance because I want to see as much as I can. I'm not familiar with Barbados, I've never been there, so I would plan my itinerary in advance, book my excursions in advance, have a schedule of my calendar. Like, on Tuesday I'm going to go to swimming with the turtles, and on Wednesday I'm going to do a rum distillery tour. So I would have the excursions planned out and paid for and booked before I go to Barbados because I've never been there, and I would, I want to see as much as I can of that island. So, and whether it's Barbados or Portugal that I've never been to, that's another a country I use in Portugal. I would want to see how many days do I have in Portugal. I want to see as much as I can, so I'm going to plan everything out and book it in advance because some excursions are very popular and they sell out fast.
That's that part. That part.
Yes.
So a lot of times, I'm just going to use a scenario. Someone who didn't use the travel agent, who didn't plan properly, they run out of steam for the excursions, right? Just saying. They run out of steam. They say, you know what? let me just get to the let me get to the resort. Let me get on the boat. Let me just plan it. And then they find out that a lot of excursions are sold out. Now, Rick and I are going by boat. We are going to Portugal. We usually go in September to celebrate our wedding anniversary, but we're literally planning all of our excursions like now. Like not just
Mhm.
planning it, we're planning it and paying for it like now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because even now, and this is for everybody who's watching and for you too, Serena, even now, 3 or 4 months in advance, some of them are already sold out. That's
Oh,
that's
okay.
and I know sometimes traveling by boat is different than being on a
Yeah.
resort, but that was a little crazy for us to look and be this far in advance and realize, wow, some of these have already sold out, and then it reduced the amount of choices that we had. But Portugal has become like a popular destination. So
Hmm.
because of that, so that's the other thing you have to kind of be mindful of. If you're going someplace really popular, it's good to plan in advance, including
Oh
your
yeah.
excursions.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Unless you're someone that knows that country well, and but yeah, definitely, I would plan in advance. And also, most people that I cater to are like me, budget minded people. So we watch our coins, right? So if and for the trip that I took to Jamaica, the group that I took to Jamaica, they wanted to do excursions. They decided a couple of months before we left, we want to do excursions. Oh, you do? Yeah, we want to do excursions. Okay, and we want to pay for them before we get there because people just wanted to get everything out the way. So the excursions, um, I gave them a list of different excursions, and then everyone started saying, "I want to do this. I want to do bamboo rafting. I want to do the photo shoot on the beach with a photographer and go up to the caves that I took them to. And then how much is it? And then boom, it was. So by the time we got to the resort, anything that people were spending money on was because they wanted to do some shopping or they decided they want to buy lobster from the guy on the beach. But when you're on a budget, when you think budget wise, you think, well, I've got this amount of money for the trip, but I want to do these excursions and I want to I'd rather pay for the excursions and then say, okay, before I had let's say $700 for Jamaica, I paid my excursions off. Now I've only got $500. Then they can see, okay, I'm going to take $500 to Jamaica, and they're able to calculate, is that enough for the 5 days? Da, 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 da. Okay, and that's what ended up happening. I don't think anyone ran out of money while we were in Jamaica
Yeah,
because everything
really.
had been paid for. Yeah,
Right.
everything had been paid for in advance. So the only thing that some of us had forgotten to change our big notes to small dollars and stuff. So we were
Yes.
like walking
Yes.
around.
Yes.
Do you have dollar bills? Do
Absolutely.
you have dollar bills? But yeah,
Yes.
so
Yes. As a matter of fact, it was super funny when I kept telling Rick, I said, we need fives and dollars and singles. And he was like, why? I said, because when we tip and everything, that's a tip I got from Serena. It's like you got to have singles and fives. You have to
yeah,
have some of your money broken down to singles and fives because
yeah,
we were tipping, with the wait staff. But, we had a really great person serving us breakfast at the resort, and we really, really liked him. He went out of his way, and so we said
yeah,
we want to tip him, and we made sure we had smaller bills
yes,
because having the bigger bills and having to change them is really hard
yes.
sometimes.
And
Plus,
I believe
money's
you're a cruise
limited.
person.
Hmm?
You're a cruise person. So I heard that the cruises they make you pay a tip in what you're
Yes,
paying. So you can't.
for anybody who's an avid cruiser, usually
Yeah.
a lot of the tips are built in to everything. Yeah, and I don't know. I like to be able to tip someone. It just feels more
Yeah, yeah.
personable. Now on cruises, you can't wait to the end and talk. Kind of when you say your goodbyes and stuff. Some people slip some money into their hands, and then whoever's taking care of your cabin steward, that's like a personal. You give them money personally, but not everybody. But there's someone really special, and you want. Well, here's the biggest thing. Serena, when you go on the retreat, or I'm sorry, for the resorts, one of the biggest things that I really love is the fact that the drinks are like included. And I remember Rick kept asking me, he said, well, how much was that? And I was like, how much was that? How much were your drinks? And I said, they're included. Because when we cruise, we have to use our sail sign, ship and sail sign, and they have to swipe it like a credit card. And that price ends up on our list. But when you go
Oh gosh.
on to a resort, your
Yeah,
drinks are included. Now you should tip. I mean, we like to tip. We do.
yeah,
We're tippers, especially. We believe in gratuities for job well done. That's just us and the way we do it.
yes.
Everybody's different. We've seen a lot of people walk away and not leave anything, which is
Oh,
just not us.
yeah,
So but it's very interesting. I mean, I love that part of going to a resort. I mean, when you want to sit at a bar like we did the swim up bar, and to be able to sit there and not have to pull out a card for them to swipe was really nice, you know.
yeah,
So that's definitely a benefit between going on cruises and going on a resort. So anyone who's watching, you're looking at Wellness Wednesday. We're talking about travel with Serina Powell, and she is a fantastic travel agent. You should definitely reach out to her. If you have questions, please drop it into the comments. If you have any questions, and if you like this content, go ahead and subscribe. If you're looking at us on YouTube or Facebook, you're probably already following me on Facebook or YouTube. But if you happen by on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe. So I
yeah.
don't want to forget our trip that we have coming up. Let me go ahead and pull that up. That's the trip we have coming up in October. It's not going to be to Jamaica, but it's going to be to Punta Cana.
Good.
Oh, you were wrong for that. But it's hey, the listen is cheaper. So that part, but
Oh,
it should be a lot of fun. You definitely want to go to our goldwellnesscircle.com site and sign up because we're going to be doing Zumba. It's going to be October 22nd through the 26th, 5 days, 4 nights. And we're just going to have a lot of fun stuff going on, our semi-private dinner, our group discussions. The views are going to be breathtaking. It's going to be super, super fun. So you want to definitely join us. The prices are really, really good. I believe the smallest one, let me see, is the Junior Suite Tropical View, right, Serena? That's the 679.
yeah,
And then after that, we got the Villa Junior Suite, and that's 759. And then after that, let me tell you, that's for like, listen, 5 days, 4 nights. These are some good prices, y'all. So go to GoWellnessCircle.com, go to our events link, and you will see the same flyer and all the links and everything. I am going to work up to getting that swim up suite because I saw what it looked like when I was in Mexico, and I was like, you know what? We need to do that next time. The swim up. I love that. So if you're interested, please sign up for that. It's going to be super fun. You want to join us because
and
we like to have a
yes,
good
200
time.
per person by day.
Yes, too, just for your
It,
deposit and double occupancy. So if you have a friend, this is in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So if you know a friend that's a breast cancer survivor or not, you remember that you get the better rate when it's two of you in a room, right? Yep. So definitely go ahead and sign up for that. It's going to be super fun, and we hope you can join us for that. Any questions? Go ahead and hit me up. Hit me up if you have any questions. We want to get you signed up. Okay. So that's it's going to be a fun time. So you definitely want to join us. Serina, if anybody wants to get in touch with you to plan their travel, what's the best way to do that?
My email,
Okay.
which is,
What's your
I think it's
email?
on your information. I think.
Okay. We'll put it. We'll put it. We'll put it into the description for
Yeah.
our video. We'll put it there, so you could
Yes.
definitely reach out to Serena. Like I said, she thinks of things that other people don't think about, even things that we didn't think about. Even that survey that we signed, that we filled out, we were like, we hadn't even thought about half of this stuff. You know, we just go ahead and put it together. We don't think about these things. It was super nice for us to have that little birthday cake in the room for
Oh
Rick.
yeah.
Rick planned it. He's not going to put his own cake in there. He's not even going to add it.
And everyone was saying happy birthday to him, recording, right? You said.
Everybody was saying happy birthday to him everywhere we could. He's not used to the attention. I said, when my birthday comes, I want all the attention. So I want this. Him, he's different. We're the opposites when it comes to that. He wasn't used to the attention, but he kind of loved it, you
Yeah.
know, because everybody was saying happy birthday to him. So that was nice. So for all of those nice little things, you get that when you work for the travel agent. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we work with like special occasions, like anniversaries, honeymoons, birthdays, and stuff like that. We work with the resort to make sure that our guests are acknowledged, whether it's a banner on their room or a bottle of champagne in the room or a birthday cake delivered to them. Yeah, we like on the trip that I just had. The every year I do a Jamaica trip, an annual trip to Jamaica, because it sounds so it just Jamaica stars. Um, but we had a semi-private dinner for the group, which is doesn't cost additional, and my the sales manager at the resort said, "Do we have any birthdays?" I said, "Yes, we've got two guests that are having a birthday." And she said, "Okay, I'll see what we can do." And they brought two birthday cakes out for the guests and sung happy birthday, which was a real special thing to do.
Oh, that's so nice. I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
like
You get all
that
those
was a
little extra things also. So that's
yes,
so
yes.
cool. I love that. I love that. So thank you so much, Serena.
No problem.
Great. The time went so quick. I can't believe
Yes.
it. I mean, we're already at 32 minutes. The time went really fast. Please reach out to Serena. She's the hostess with the mostest. She's the travel agent with the mostest. So, you know, definitely reach out to her. And then we're going to have some more activities coming up. Like I said, our Alzheimer's virtual event is coming up. So we're super excited about that. I always do that in honor of my mom, because when I was taking care of her when she was still alive, because she had Alzheimer's at the same time I had breast cancer. So it will be on June 28th. We're still working out the hours. It'll probably be in the morning, but it will be virtual. We're trying to slip in a little bit of a maybe in-person live type of event. I still have to talk to Serena and Brianna about this. I would love to do a little bit of Zumba, just even a tiny bit, you know. So I'm still working out the details for that. But that's coming up, and then hopefully we'll have some business networking events coming up and a lot of fun stuff. Go ahead and visit lightofgoldpr.com. Go to our events page or message us there, and go to goldwellnesscircle.com. Go to the events page for the Dominican Republic trip. It's coming up October 22nd to October 26th. The prices are great. Go ahead and sign up. We'd love to have you come. You get the better prices when it's 2 of you in a room. So try to have 2 of you, but the prices are really good. So we can't wait to have you join us. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much,
Hey.
Serena. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful Wellness Wednesday. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.